What if I told you that that shiny, expensive security system you have might be completely useless? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the one hidden failure that plagues the entire security industry, and more importantly, how you can make sure your system actually works when you need it the most.
Let's start with a number. 99%. It's this wild idea that a security project can be 99% finished and be 100% broken. Think about it. The cameras are on the wall, the keypads are installed, everything looks perfect. But that final 1%, the critical step of actually proving the system works, yeah, that gets skipped all the time, leaving you with nothing but a false sense of security.
So, let's make this personal. You just got a brand new system. The little green lights are blinking, you can see the live feed on your phone. Looks great, right? But does it really work? I mean, really? Is it going to survive a power outage? Can you actually pull up footage from 30 days ago? Is that footage even usable in court? These are the questions that separate a real security system from an expensive decoration.
To really get to the bottom of this, we need to understand a super important distinction. It's the difference between installation and commissioning. And the best way to think about it is like this: the body versus the brain.
See, installation is all the physical stuff. It's mounting the cameras, pulling the cables, putting the card readers on the wall. That's the body. It's the muscle. But commissioning? That's the brain. It's the part where we verify everything works. We test all the logic, and we actually prove that the system is reliable and will do its job. One without the other is useless.
So what's the whole point? It all boils down to one word: accountability. Commissioning is the final exam. It is the moment of truth where the system has to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that it performs exactly the way it was designed and promised.
Now, this process actually starts long before you, the customer, are ever involved. The first phase is what we can call the internal dress rehearsal. It's kind of like a pre-flight checklist that the technicians run themselves to find and fix all the obvious problems before the big show.
And this checklist covers all the little details that can turn into massive headaches, like making sure every device has the same firmware to avoid weird bugs, using a clear naming system, so in an emergency, you're looking for North Loading Dock Cam, not Camera 1. And of course, making sure the time is perfectly synced on every single device.
And if you think time sync sounds like a minor detail, get this. This is a direct quote from an expert. If the timestamp on your video is off by as little as 5 minutes, that evidence can be thrown right out of court. All of a sudden, that tiny little setup mistake just made your entire system worthless.
Okay, so after the internal team does their homework, it's time for the main event. It's often called the Site Acceptance Test, or SAT. This is the formal handover where you, the client, are right there watching a live demonstration that proves every single part of the system does what it's supposed to do.
For the video system, the tests are all practical, real-world scenarios. We're not just asking, does the camera show a picture? No way. We're asking, can we clearly identify a person at the main gate during the day? At night, can the camera's IR actually read a license plate? And maybe the most important one, can we pull up video from 30 days ago? It's a simple, straightforward pass or fail.
And the same exact logic applies to access control. Of course, you test what's supposed to happen. A valid badge swipes, the light turns green, the door unlocks. But you also have to test what's not supposed to happen. What if an invalid card is used? What if someone forces the door open or holds it open too long? A properly commissioned system will trigger the right alarm every single time.
All right, now we get to my favorite part. This is the most dramatic, and you could argue the most important part of the entire process. This is the ultimate stress test, and it's designed to simulate a real-world disaster.
And here's the crazy thing. According to industry insiders, this is the single most forgotten test in the entire commissioning process. And if you skip this one, you have absolutely no idea, none, how your system will actually perform when the power goes out. So, how do you do it? It's brutally, beautifully simple. You walk over to the main server rack, you take a deep breath, and you physically yank the main power cord right out of the wall. You simulate a total, catastrophic power failure, and then you watch.
So what does a pass look like? Well, first, the battery backup, or UPS, should start beeping immediately. The cameras, the recorders, they should all stay online without even a flicker. Your critical doors should remain locked and secure. And then, the true test. When you plug that cord back in, the entire system has to reboot and come back online automatically. No one should have to touch a thing. That is a resilient system.
And you know, with all the AI and smart analytics in today's systems, there's one last piece of the puzzle, the walk test. This is where you literally fine-tune the system's brain. You have a real person walk through the scene to make sure the AI is smart enough to track them and not get faked out by things like swaying trees or a stray cat. It's about calibrating the intelligence.
So it all comes down to this, doesn't it? Is your security system providing you with true, real protection? Or is it just giving you a very expensive and very dangerous false sense of it? Now you know exactly what to look for.